During the Parliament sitting today, member for Raiko's Kesi Sawang questioned if the Oil and Gas Act 1998 will be reformed.
Are we going to reform the existing Oil and Gas Act 1998, which is not benefiting our people, and have Papua New Guinea have a fair share in the benefit sharing? Number two issue, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is this. We need cheaper energy to attract foreign direct investment, downstream processing, manufacturing, and moving PNG towards industrialization. What defies logic, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is this. We are blessed with so much energy, oil and gas. We extract, ship overseas, and we import the finished products at much higher cost. And we produce energy to only 13% of our people.
In response, Minister responsible for Petroleum and Energy, Kerenga explains how the Act works, which is not in favor to Papua New Guineans.
Most of us have always taken the view, Mr. Speaker, that the Oil and Gas Act operates repressively against the people of Papua New Guinea and the state. And since the Marape Basil government and now Marape Rosso government has been in office, we have been looking for means and ways to reform the existing statutory regime. The current regime we have under the Oil and Gas Act is a post-World War II regime, which is based on a system called a concession-based licensing system. That's where operators come in, we give them licenses, they make a discovery, and we forfeit our right of ownership to them 100%. And very importantly, we give it to them FOC. And then they, upon receiving that gift, they then sell back a certain percentage back to us. This applies to both petroleum and mining. In mining, there's an option for them to sell us up to 30%, and in petroleum, 22.5%. So what we give them free the other day, they sell it back to us the next day for a commercial price.
Minister Kua elaborated that when this happens, we resort to loans to buy back the percentage being offered.
From the Papua New Guinea's perspective, you can call it a buyback scam. But that's the law. It is the law that's been made by this parliament. Since the beginning, that law continues. So we continue to struggle to give it away, our ownership rights 100% free of charge, and struggle to buy it back.
He further highlighted that a bill was introduced.
As Minister for Petroleum from 2019 was to introduce to this parliament a draft bill to move us away from this concession-based licensing system into a new regime called a production sharing arrangement. That will eliminate the need to go to the banks and, that will eliminate the buyback scheme or scam. That will eliminate the need for us to go and borrow. The resource will be developed at the developer's cost, and we share upon the production being produced.
Minister Kua made an appeal to all politicians that if they want to maximize the harvesting of petroleum resources in PNG, they need to show their support when the bill comes in.
Towards the end of the last parliament, I introduced a bill which was approved by the cabinet. I tabled it. It was on the notice paper of this parliament, but two things happened. Number one is that we received some late submissions to revise certain parts of it from important leaders on the floor of this parliament. That was one. The second thing was that we had reached the end of the term and we went into an election. So, Mr. Speaker, we withdrew that bill. Now that a new cabinet lineup has been set up, my department will recommence the redrafting of the bill to make sure that we bring back into this parliament at the earliest a production sharing arrangement bill for our natural resources, especially in the petroleum sector.
Florence John Duo, National EMTV News.